How to calculate standard deviation in Excel quick and easy. Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing how you can calculate standard deviation in the most commonly used platform for a lot of businesses, which is Microsoft Excel. So let's get into it now. Before we get into how you can actually go ahead and calculate standard deviation, you need to understand what standard deviation means. So standard deviation is the average amount of variability in your data set. So it tells you on average how far each individual value of mean lies. So a high standard deviation basically means that the values are generally far from the mean, while a low standard deviation indicates that the values are clustered close to the mean. So it basically tells you the average of whether or not the overall individual values are near the mean or far further away from the mean. So one of the most popular formula for standard deviation is this, where the population of standard deviation is equal to sum of each value and then the population mean and the number of values proportional. All this is divided in the number of values proportional, and it is placed under the under root. This is one way that you can calculate the standard deviation. Now, although this might seem like a very complex formula, it's very simple to apply on Excel once you have a basic understanding. So for this, we're going to go ahead and open up Microsoft Excel, and you can see I've taken some basic individual data sets. So I have just added some data over here for you guys to be better able to understand what or how you're going to calculate standard deviation over here. So I'm just going to show you guys. So first off, you have to place your index, then you have to account for these values. So as we discussed in the formula, these are some of the things required for you to calculate the standard deviation. You have to have the sum, the count, the mean, variance, which is the average, and then the standard deviation. So first you have to calculate all of these values. So first off, you're going to enter your score. So I'm just going to enter a few random scores in the scores section to begin my calculations. So to begin our calculation, the first thing is the sum. So the sum is basically everything. So over here we have our sum. So we're just going to go into the sum section, and you can see we have all of these scores. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to click on is equal to, and then you can just select C1 and select this. So this would actually give you the multiple, but you actually are going to select C1 over here, and then you're going to enter plus. Or you can also go ahead and instead of adding each value individually, you can just type in sum and then add all of the numbers like this. And then you're going to just press enter. And now you have the sum of all of the values. So that is the first step that you need to do. And then you have the second thing, which is the count. So we know that these are 10 numbers, but you can also just count them via a standard calculation. But this is just 10, so I'm just going to add that over here. So we have 10 values, and the total sum of the values is 517. After that, we have the mean, which is simply the average of all the numbers. So you can either divide the sum by the count to calculate the mean, or you can also use the average function within the Microsoft Excel. So you can click on is equal to, and then you're going to type in average, and then you're just going to add the average of all of these numbers, and then you're going to click on enter, and this will enter the average of all of these numbers. So this is the next thing that you're going to do. You can either choose to divide the sum by the count, and if you go ahead and do that, it would be the same result. So we're just going to open this up, and we're going to cross check over here. So this is 517 divided by 10, and you can see you get the same number in terms of average or division like this. So do whatever you find to be a bit more convenient. So after that, you have to calculate your variance, which basically means the difference between the obtained value, which is going to be the score over here, divided by the expected value, which would be the mean. So this is what you're going to do. So over here in deviation, you're going to add the difference between the obtained value and then the mean value over here. So what you're going to do is you can click on is equal to, and you can apply a function or do this individually as well. But a simple thing to do is going to be average, and then you're just going to select the cell over here, and then you're just going to select the variance. So you're going to select this, and then you're just going to enter minus. And now we're just going to go ahead and apply the same formula down below. And now you can also press F2 to actually freeze all of these values as well, and to apply this to the entire thing as well. That is one way you can continue on just by dragging and dropping over here. We're just going to select this value from here. So then again, we're just going to continue once more like this. Now, after you have calculated the deviation, you're just going to input the sum of all the deviations. So you're just going to go ahead and type in is equal to, and then you can type in sum, and then you can select all the cells on top over here. And you can also choose to do another thing where you can just remove that and just copy this over here. And you can see because the sum is under 0, it is not going to illustrate correctly, but we're just going to continue on ahead. So you can see over here we've added the sum. Then you have your second deviation, which is the multiple of deviation number 1. So for this, you're just going to enter is equal to. You're going to select this number over here, and then you're just going to type in the upward arrow, and then you're just going to add 2 over here. And just like that, you can hold this down, and this will illustrate all of the 2 times the deviation, just like that. So you can see you have 2 times the square of the deviation over here. So this is how you illustrate all of your data. Now you have all of your data set placed correctly over here. So now once you have placed all of your data set, now you have to calculate the variance. Now to calculate the variance over here, I'm just going to expand this, and you can just highlight the sum of deviations and sum of deviations square, and then you're going to go into variance over here. You're going to type in is equal to, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to select the sum of variation square divided by the total number of data inputs, which is 10 over here, and then you're going to enter -1. Now if this data comes across to be a bit too off, then what you're going to do is you're just going to add brackets to the mean value over here, and this will better help in illustrating the correct data. Sometimes formulas can be applied differently. Now after that, what you're going to do is you're going to multiply this value by 0.5 in the standard deviation. And now just like that, you have the standard deviation, which is around 17 in this data set. So you can see this is how simple and easy it is to calculate standard deviation. Although it might require quite a few steps, it's still pretty relevantly simple, and you don't have to do any complex mathematics. You just need to be able to illustrate your data correctly. And once you calculate the sum of deviation and the square of the deviation, you're gonna calculate your variance. And once you have variance, you're just going to multiply that by 0.5 to calculate your standard deviation. So that was it for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful and you are now able to follow along with these methods and techniques that I showed in this video. And if you found them helpful, make sure to share them with someone you might think that may need these. Share them with your friends, with your family, with your cousins, and share them with any business partners that you might have. And it might help you guys a lot to know all of these techniques and to follow along. And if you enjoyed this video, I would recommend that you please leave a like. And if you have any questions regarding this video, regarding any other video, or regarding any social platform, then you can definitely ask me in the comments down below, and I will try to answer as soon as possible, because that is the point of our YouTube channel. I want to show you guys on how to glide through these platforms and how to easily navigate and fulfill the purposes that you want to do with these social platforms. And if you have any details that you might want to know, any suggestions, any improvements that you think that I could add on to these videos, then please do leave them in the comment box down below, and I will make future videos according to those. And if you have any specific topics that you look forward to, also leave those in the comment box down below, and I will try to make videos on those as well. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out other videos. And if you feel like some other video might be helpful to someone else, make sure to share our videos with your friends and family as well. And if you find that there is something missing, I will try to figure out a way to integrate more accurate content according to your needs onto the channel. So make sure to tell me if you find anything missing. So that was it for today. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video.